Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm
What's up,
Steph.
everybody?
This is my wife, Jay, and we represent Steph Jay Inc. And we appreciate you guys tuning in to our videos. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll keep the videos coming. So, on today's topic, we're going to talk about getting your marriage ready for business. Right, that's right. So, there are three main points that we want to touch on. And the first one is
Getting your finance in order.
so getting your finances in order, and that's a lot to cover. And we can't go personally into our business. We cannot tell you, but we can give you an idea. For us, especially based on what type of business you're going into. It's different for everybody, based on what type of business you're going into. But for me, starting my trucking business, there was a lot of things that we had to get in order for our finances. You really need a backup savings account, just in case, you need breakdowns, repairs, things of that nature. It's not necessarily a matter of what breaks down on the truck, it's just a matter of when. That's just the nature of trucking. And, we took about 6 to 7 months getting our finances in order, getting ready, prepared to even buy a truck. Then, we knew, knowing what you want, when you get into business, knowing what it takes, to start that business. How much finances do you need? How much do you need saved to have a backup, just in case, things in business happen. So getting your finances in order is key, because now, your income depends on you. It depends on your business. You're no longer an employee. Nobody's going to pay you if you don't get out there and work. And if your business isn't working because you don't have capital, you're going to be out of business. So, getting your finances in order is key to getting your marriage ready for business. And how your finances are in order, man, you could be out of business, and your marriage can be out of business as well. So you don't want finances interfering with your marriage, especially when you're starting out as a business owner, because finance and capital drives business, and finances help marriage. It makes marriage a lot easier when you can relax knowing that you don't have to struggle with your finances anymore. You want to say anything about that?
Absolutely. You said it all.
And so our point number two is
balance of power.
balance of power.
Balance
And
of power.
I look like I didn't know what the second one was. Well, that's because that's a very hard topic, because in business, depending on what type of business you have, if you guys are doing the business together or if you're doing two business separate, like my wife and I, we have two separate businesses. Although both businesses belong to us, I operate my business as the owner and the manager of my business. She operates her business as the manager and the owner of her business. So, but if you both have one business and you both are operating that business together, even if you both have two businesses, who makes the major decisions, right? Especially when it comes to spending. And that could be a tricky thing, especially when, one person is more prone to spend on their business, and another person is more of a saver, depending on the type of characteristics. Some people are savers, some people are spenders. Mm-hmm. And so, you could be a spender when it comes to your business, and also, like some things that may be necessary, and then you may just want something for your business, and it may not be necessary. So who makes that decision? Of course, you want to say, well, the man makes that decision. It's not necessarily true, because your wife or your spouse, your partner, they may be a little bit more knowledgeable about the finances than you are, and they may have a little bit more insight about the future. Okay, this is coming up, this major bill is coming up, or this event is coming up, such and such. You may not want to spend such and such amount of money on this particular part for your business, or inventory, or whatever your business is. So it's important to have that balance of power. And for me, my wife, sometimes she makes the decision on how much when I spend money, because as a trucker, you want to have the best looking truck. If they made rims and dubs for trucks, I had dubs on my truck. It's just one of those things where when you love your truck and you want to be the best looking truck out there on the road, then that's just the part of the process of spending. And I don't drive a fancy car. My truck is my pretty much my pride and joy. So when it comes to spending, I come to my wife and say, hey babe, like, what do you think about this and that? She's like, well, do you need it? I just sometimes I just want it.
Want it. Absolutely.
So having the willingness to release the balance of power, to allow her to make the decisions, because there always has to be a check and balance in business. In business and marriage and life, there has to be a check and balance. So now, last point of getting your marriage for business.
The expectation of work-life balance. So
I think you can speak a lot to this, because expectation of work-life balance. Initially, when you start the business, you're going to work long hours. That's just the reality of working a business. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, what type of business you start, you're going to work long hours. And I mean, rightfully so, right? Why work a 9 to 5 for someone and then you start a business for yourself where you're no longer employed with someone, and then you work 5 hours a day and be like, hey, I'm cool, I'm good, or expect to make the same salary just working 5-6 hours a day. Why not give it your all until you don't have to, and that's the way we look, the point of view that we take. We're going to give it our all until we don't have to, until we're at that point where we can relax and we can just spend more time delegating. But early on in your business, you're going to put a lot of hours in, you're going to do a lot of work, and having an expectation, talking with your spouse, your partner, about what that looks like, especially if you've been in that industry already. Like I was already into trucking, so my wife, she already knew, what the hours were like. And especially me starting my own trucking business, the hours more likely would increase, because now I have to work on my own truck, when it breaks down. I have to check my truck. I don't have a company, to just take the truck to and say, hey, this is your truck, you take care of it, I'll see you tomorrow. No, I have to take care of all the things: inventory, repairs, billing, making sure I have all my receipts, my gas receipts. Anytime I get gas, pay for anything, all that comes into play in the hours I have to put in. And same thing with your business, right, babe?
Absolutely. It's the same thing. And also with starting with my business, I made a lot of money, but a lot of the money went other places because me building the business, I had to get all the things that I needed, not wanted, that I needed for the business. And that matters in this area too, as finance. Trucking, at the beginning, even now, he can call tomorrow and be like, babe, the truck just broke down again, and it's thousands of dollars. Or he could say, I need we just got tires. Tires are expensive. Or oil change for a truck is very expensive. So you have to think about all that when it comes to business. What are the needs? Take notes. Write down everything. Do research. YouTube, Google, do research and figure out everything. I had to do a lot of research on doing, creating my customization business, a lot of research. And I will also be posting about that as well. But it's a lot, with starting a business.
That took quite a bit of time. And I would say consult someone who's already in your business.
Absolutely.
I have several friends who are where I want to be in business. They own fleets, and I talk to them about, hey, you know, what was the expectation of work-life balance me getting into trucking. You know, and a lot of them told me, hey, you know, you're not a company driver no more. You're not just gonna be able to go leave your truck somewhere and go home after work, you know. And you know, they told me you need to sit down and talk with your wife, you know, and let her know, you know, and you guys talk it out whether or not this is something that you really want to do. Because initially, when you start your business, they say your first 3 to 5 years of business is probably the most roughest years for you in business. You're going to put in a lot of work, put in a lot of hours, especially if you want to grow and scale your business to where now you're just chilling, you're delegating, and basically you're managing. So, you know, we want to get to that point. And if you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, just starting out, I'm pretty sure you want to get to that point too. Absolutely. So I encourage you, you know, get your marriage ready for business. In those 3 areas, have them areas solid and strong. Talk to your partner. You guys talk it out, and have a game plan. You know, make sure you have a plan of action.
And not just marriage. Mm-hmm. If you're engaged, if you're dating, get ready. Talk together. Communicate starting now. It starts now, you know, being engaged.
Early,
start now early. Before you get married.
You don't want to find out.
Like absolutely.
They was working a good job, and all of a sudden they're like, oh man, I want an entrepreneur, and then they quit. You're like, what the, like, okay, you quit your job, I'm quitting you then. So, you know, it's something you definitely want to talk about, you know, and get your marriage ready for business. And we hope you guys like and enjoy this topic. If you have any questions, comments, leave it. And we'll be sure to answer anything that we can.
Anything we can. Keep liking, commenting, and subscribing. Steph J Inc. here. Stay blessed.
Peace.